Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm kicking off a video taking you guys along on my weekend prep for the week. So I have little Nora new here. I'm about to put her down for a nap and then I am running out to the store. Josh is home with the girls, but I went to Costco yesterday, got a huge restock done, but there's a couple odds and ends I didn't find or I didn't want to buy in bulk. So I'm gonna go ahead and run out to the store, grab a few things I need for my meal prep. I'm doing a big meal prep today, making some big batch meals we can eat for lunches and dinners, as well as prepping like our fruits and veggies for the week. So I'm gonna take you guys along as I just have my weekend prep day. Okay guys, I am back from Kroger. Here's a quick look at just the few things I picked up. Most of my bulk grocery shopping I did the other day at Costco, and I also did a quick run into Walmart, and yet here I am going to yet a third grocery store, but that one's on me. I hadn't fully planned out all of the meal prep I wanted to do for this week, so there was one recipe in particular I wanted to go and get a few things for, so that's mostly what I'm gonna be sharing with you guys. If you wanna see my huge bulk monthly, beginning of the month grocery haul, check out the video. I'll link it in the iCard above. It should be the last video before this. It is my huge Costco beginning of the month restock. So here's a look at what I picked up today, and then we're just gonna get started prepping a bunch of the fruit and veggies between what I picked up yesterday and today. And then I'm gonna be prepping 2 recipes that we're gonna be able to use for lunches and dinners this week, and a delicious fall breakfast prep as well. I'm gonna be including the WW points and calories for all of the recipes I'm sharing today. Also, check out the description box below if you want a WW link. When you click on that, it'll take you straight to the WW website. You can log in and it'll import the recipe right into your own WW app, and you can see what the points are exactly for your personalized plan. So I'm gonna list all the points for my plan. Points may vary slightly depending on what your 0-point foods are. So I picked up some more oat milk. I've been using this with my pulled shots of espresso to make my own lattes in the morning. Hello, Lila. She's playing outside with Josh in the backyard. So yes, I have oat milk for lattes in the morning. I've been trying to make my own coffee at home. I do have pumpkin puree, and I've been making my own pumpkin cold foam if I want a fall specialty drink, saving money and calories, probably that way doing it myself. I also have a pack of 18 eggs. I needed more eggs in the house. And then I got some hummus. I found some that was reduced on sale. I double checked the date. Just because you see these stickers doesn't mean it's like immediately going out of date. This still has a week left, and with the way that my kiddo and I snack on hummus, this won't make it a whole week in our house, so that was perfectly fine. I grabbed some tostadas because one of the meals I'm going to be prepping today is a pork chili verde, hence all of these delicious veggies. In my pork chili verde, I'm gonna be using an onion, just some of the garlic, obviously not 3 whole bulbs of it, but I just restocked on garlic while I was there. But I roast off an onion, some garlic. These are all tomatillos. You just husk these papery husks off of them, cut them and roast those. I have 2 jalapeno peppers and 2 poblano peppers that I will de-seed. You can either leave more seeds in if you like it a little spicy, or you can de-seed it if you want it more mild, which is what I'm going to do. But I roast all of those up in the oven until they have a nice char on them, and then I blend them into my own homemade salsa verde. I'm gonna mix it together with some smoked pork that we have left in our freezer from when Josh did one of our big smoker meat preps earlier in the month. We smoked a whole pork butt, and then what we do is we break it down into individual 1-pound or 2-pound packages for the freezer. And then I have some really delicious smoked meat ready to go for the month that I incorporate into meals. So that's how we're using some of the smoked pulled pork that we have in the freezer. And then I just use some chicken broth to get the right consistency, salt, garlic, other seasonings to your preference. So that's gonna stew down and be such a yummy warm meal. It's finally getting cool here in Georgia, so I can't wait for these chili and soup and homey kind of recipes we got going on. So that's mostly for that recipe. I did pick up some gold potatoes. I'm gonna use some of these to make some freezer breakfast burritos. And then we have some on hand for one of the dinner recipes I have later this week as well. And then I just grabbed, even though I got a ton of fruit yesterday at Costco, I got strawberries and grapes. We are just getting Nora started on solids here soon. She is 5.5 months old. So she's started doing like little pieces of frozen fruit in one of those baby like mesh teething pouches that they can chew on. We haven't gone to either full purees or fully baby-led weaning yet. We're kind of trying to make up our minds about which way we want to go. But I got some bananas to use for that. Also some mango. Costco. And then these apples, I think I'm gonna use both in our seasonal breakfast prep as well as maybe to have on hand for a little quick air fryer dessert later this week. So yeah, that's what I picked up really quick at the store. Okay. Sink is empty, dishwasher's empty, gym shoes on for support, whole bottle of water for hydration, sleeves rolled up. Let's meal prep. First thing I like to do when getting prepped for the week ahead is to make sure I clear out my refrigerator. If anything looks like it's going to be turning, I want to make sure I prep it and pack it in the freezer so I don't let food go bad. So I have a couple packages of vegetables I'm going to be prepping and moving over to the freezer. I also have some fresh veggies and fruit I need to get cleaned up and prepped for easy eating during the week.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling.
Prep my fruit for the week. I like to use a cool water with a splash of white distilled vinegar bath on my fruit. This helps to kill any bacteria and clean off any residue that the fruit has on it from its packaging. And after giving it a good clean rinse with just plain water, I let it sit and fully dry in the colanders. Once my fruit is fully clean and dry, I then transfer it to my red produce bins. I love these bins. They have an insert on the inside that's a little colander, and it helps to wick away any extra moisture as the fruit sits in the containers in the refrigerator over the week. On the first day that I transfer fruit into these bins, I do like to put a paper towel on the top, and then I store them upside down to help drain off any of the last of the water from when I've washed it. After about the first day, I usually toss the damp paper towel and then just store in the bins and store upright as usual. I have some baby spinach that was open from last week when we did spinach salads. I want to make sure this doesn't go bad since spinach leaves do tend to go bad pretty quickly once opened in the refrigerator. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer this half package into a freezer Ziploc bag. Then I can either add it by the handful to some crock pot soups or even toss it in the blender with smoothies if I'm making those during the week. One of the meals I'm prepping today is going to use some fresh Brussels sprouts. So I have a huge bag of Brussels sprouts I picked up from Costco. I set aside the ones I need for my recipe, but for the rest of them that I'm not using immediately, I'm gonna go ahead and have them and put them in a freezer Ziploc bag as well. Then whenever I need a quick veggie side dish for dinner, I can pull them out of the freezer, toss them in the air fryer with a little bit of spray olive oil and some Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse seasoning, and that's one of our favorite easy go-to veggie side dishes with meals during the week. Some celery started to get away from me in the fridge over the last week, so I went ahead, pulled that package, removed any parts that I thought were starting to get kind of bendy and soft or weren't at their peak freshness, and then I just chopped up what was left for easy grab-and-go celery sticks to snack on to keep these ones fresh. And what I should have done when I first started using the package of celery is to store them in a ball mason jar filled with water. The fresh water helps keep them nice, fresh, and crunchy. My helper has come in from outside to help me break down this large bag of fresh carrots. I find these have so much more flavor than baby carrots, and a lot of times those tend to be very waterlogged and soggy almost. I like to buy the full-size bags of carrots, peel them, and chop them down into some thick rustic cut sticks. I love that I can just grab a handful of prepped carrot sticks out, toss them in the air fryer with some ranch seasoning, or on a sheet pan with a glaze, and have a nice roasted carrot vegetable side dish for dinners during the week. Getting started on this big batch of pork chili verde, we have to make our verde salsa. So first, I'm gonna go ahead and prep all of my veggies. I'm taking the peel off of the onion and just cutting it in half, removing the husks from the tomatillos, and then just washing all of the vegetables really well. Before giving them just a rough chop, the tomatillos are going in half, cutting down the peppers to remove the seeds. It's fine to leave them in larger chunks because we're just going to roast them on a sheet pan in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes till they start to blister and get a little bit charred. And then while they're still hot, putting them in a blender, blending till smooth to make our verde sauce.
Trust that have what it takes inside, 'cause you can make it too. If not says who, yeah, you can make it too. If not says who, you can make it. You had great patience, but something knocked you out. You felt your limitations and filled your mind with doubt. You wanna stay chill right now and don't let your eyes off the prize. I know you want it to be easy, so let your guard down. And I said, see it in your mind, trust that have what it takes inside, 'cause you can make it too. If not says who, yeah, you can make it too. If not says who, you can make it.
While those roast off in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping my meal prep number 2, which is gonna be sheet pan fall veggies, including Brussels sprouts, these beautiful purple potatoes, and onions. We'll use these roasted veggies as a base for some protein bowls. They'll make a great, easy lunch. We're actually gonna be having these for dinner tonight, and we'll use the veggies as a base and then top it with either shredded rotisserie chicken, or I did also pick up some smoked turkey sausage. After tossing my prepped veggies with some olive oil, I'm spreading them on a foil-lined sheet pan and seasoning them with some Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse seasoning, as well as some Kinder's The Blend seasoning, which is a mix of salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And just as I'm finishing this, my other veggies are about to come out of the oven, and then I'll switch these in at 400, still keeping that oven going just at 400, and these will go for about 25 minutes. I did split my batch into 2 sections, so I'm gonna do half of them roasted in the oven, and then I'll take them out and roast off the other half of the veggies. It's important to remember not to overcrowd your veggies when you want a nice roast on them. Otherwise, they'll just steam and they won't get that great caramelization, which is such great flavor. We are having some of this for dinner tonight. Here is the turkey smoked sausage I picked up at the store. I'm just gonna go ahead and roast this off in a frying pan real quick. If you wanna keep it super low point, using shredded rotisserie chicken breast on top of this veggies makes it an almost 0 point meal. I went ahead and took out our roasted peppers and onions for our salsa verde. I used my blender to blend them up into a really smooth salsa verde. And then in my stovetop safe Dutch oven or any large pot that you want to use, I placed 1 pound of frozen shredded smoked pork. You could use fresh shredded pork or you could use shredded chicken. So in my pot, I put the frozen shredded pork, the salsa verde I made, as well as about 1.5 cups of chicken stock. The chicken stock or broth is just to kind of get it to the right consistency that you're looking for. So I wanted mine to be a little bit thicker, more on a stew side, because we can either serve it over rice, or what we're doing this week is I'm gonna have it to put on top of those tostadas to eat for lunches. But if you wanna eat this more as just like a soup or stew, and you want it a little bit thinner, add a little bit more stock. Here's how mine came out. It is simmering away. It has so much warmth and spice. It's such a great fall dish. Now it's a little bit later tonight, but before I go to bed and wrap up for the evening, I wanna get my breakfast prep going because this is gonna be a delicious fall cinnamon apple baked oatmeal. It's something I can really quickly throw together right now tonight. It needs to chill in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow morning I can toss it in the oven and we'll have a delicious warm and cozy oatmeal baked breakfast with plenty of leftovers that I can utilize throughout the week as breakfast meal prep. So here's everything I'm gonna be needing for our baked oatmeal recipe tonight. Don't forget to check the description box down below for any recipe details, links, and WW points. So I'm gonna be using this organic rolled oats and ancient greens and seeds oatmeal blend from Trader Joe's, but you can just use plain rolled oats if you'd like. I also have chopped pecans. We're using applesauce, vanilla extract, cinnamon, baking powder, 2 cups of chopped apples, some eggs. I have milk, but again, you can switch out for a different non-dairy milk if you want, maple syrup, and some salt. So this is all gonna come together pretty quick. Let's mix it up so we have a delicious breakfast tomorrow morning. So starting out in one large bowl, we have 3 cups of oats. I love how easy this recipe is because you can mix everything in one bowl. You don't need to keep your wet and dry ingredients separate. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. We're gonna give that a quick little stir to incorporate together, and then we'll start adding our wet ingredients. 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of unsweetened applesauce, 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of maple syrup. I love that this recipe doesn't call for any plain white sugar. You're just using maple syrup and apples as your sweetener. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. All right, and then we're gonna mix this really well, making sure that egg gets evenly distributed and incorporated throughout all of the oats mixture. And then 2 cups of chopped diced apples. I figure that's gonna be probably about 2 of them. I'm using Honeycrisp, but any apple that is deemed good for baking. Honeycrisp, Granny Smith apples, or other firm, slightly tart, slightly sweet apples are good for baking typically. So I'm gonna chop these up and fold them in. And then finally it calls for about 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. This is all I had left in my bag I had at home, so I'm gonna toss these in. Other extra add-ins you could put in would be like craisins or raisins if you wanted an extra kind of soft, sweet bite throughout there. I think that would be really good. I'm just gonna stick pretty classic with some pecans and apples and cinnamon flavors in mine today. Yeah, I'm just giving these a little rough chop so nothing's too big. And in they go. Lightly greasing a 9x13 pan and adding our delicious cinnamon apple oatmeal mixture right in. All right, and then I'm just gonna put my lid on, or if you don't have a lid, just go ahead and cover it with saran wrap or something and in the fridge overnight. Good morning, guys. It's the next day. I just pulled my oats out of the fridge. They've been setting all night. I have my oven preheating to 350. In they go in about 35 minutes. We'll have some delicious cinnamon apple baked oatmeal. It smells absolutely amazing in my whole house. The cinnamon apple smell is just everywhere. It's so, so good. Can't wait to try it. It's been cooling for about 30 minutes now, so I'm gonna try a bite. Smells so good. Big pieces of apple in there. It's a little warm still, it's fogging up my lens. With those crunchy apples, they're baked, but they still have some texture to them. The crunch of the nuts in there, it's so, so good. Filling and surprisingly low point for WW. I have 0 point oats on my personalized plan, so something like oatmeal that's gonna be filling and keep me full to my next meal is definitely a go-to for me in the morning now. This is delicious. I just got back from the school run. Lila was sad, it was still too hot to eat for her before she left for school, but I told her she could have some when she gets home for a snack, and she's so excited. She loves oatmeal. A great healthy breakfast that the whole family is gonna love. I'm super happy with everything we got meal prepped yesterday. I have that great side of roasted Brussels sprouts and sweet potato veggies that I can have with chicken or more turkey sausage throughout the week for lunches. And the pork chili verde is one of me and Josh's favorite dinners, so we can't wait to have that throughout the week. Something warm and cozy. I'm loving all the fall cozy recipes right now. It's finally getting cold here in Georgia. And don't worry, I have more to share with you coming up in my next videos. Thank you guys so much for watching today's meal prep, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, bye.